What's up, everybody? Welcome to Kinda Funny Games Daily for Friday, April 19th, 2019. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside Forbes 30 Under 30 winner, a.k.a. the second best baby blues in San Francisco, a.k.a. the engaged one at Tim Gettys.
Let Tim host. How you doing, Greg?
I am tired. I am ready for this weekend.
It's Friday.
I know, we finally made it. Everybody, congratulations. Round of applause for yourself. You made it. You got through the day. You're there. We're at the end of a very long week, as usual.
Yeah, a big weekend ahead.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's Easter.
It is Easter. That is part of it. Yeah. It's funny because I was driving, I was Ubering from downtown the other day. I went to a friend's restaurant opening, and we were coming back through, and I got to the Panhandle, and they had that stupid flashing yellow sign for like road work, and it just said expect delays 420, and I was like, fuck! It's 420 tomorrow in San Francisco.
Yeah,
you're not gonna be able to go anywhere in this goddamn city.
Yeah, that's
without
right.
getting a contact high, as they say. You know what I mean?
That fucking Easter bunny, dude. Right?
No, that's a weed thing. 420 is a weed thing. Easter Sunday. Weed is tomorrow.
Not related?
No, sadly.
I think they're kind of related.
Are they?
Maybe.
Also, it's Good Friday then, right?
Heard it both ways.
Yeah, today's Good Friday.
Yeah. Man, I'll tell you what. Went home to Chicago, a couple. By the way, there's like no news today, so you're just getting a.
What's up, guys?
Greg tells stories.
It's Fun Friday.
You know what I mean? I went home to Chicago a couple weeks ago, end of March there for my mom's birthday. It was at Portillo's, and they had the whole thing up of like, oh yeah, and here's the Lent menu and meatless, and I was like, all right, that's the thing that happens here.
Yeah, no.
It was San Francisco. If it wasn't for the fucking peeps in the store, you'd have no idea Jesus was back.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
no idea at all.
Exactly.
I saw Austin Walker retweet this yesterday. It's from the Hard Drive Mag website. Have you seen this?
No.
Hard Drive Mag is like
It's like it's a shoot off of the Hard Times, which is kind of just like the Onion.
It's the Onion for video games,
Gotcha.
essentially. And the headline is Gaming Comedy Podcast, now 2 solid hours of incomprehensible inside jokes. And it's such a great article.
Yeah.
I highly recommend you guys go
real?
find
It sounds too real.
It is too fucking real. I feel like there's probably a lot of people that feel like they're being subtweeted. I really feel like we're being subtweeted.
In the chat, or the kindoffunny.com/you're on nanobiologist pops up and says, for us Jewish folk, Passover starts tonight as well.
Oh.
Indeed.
Let me read one choice quote that ends the article, okay? It's as if they're interviewing this fan. And he goes, quote, I love the new Scrabbler of Mark's Final T-Hern. And Hanson continued, chuckling to himself, and that's be okay with me, okay?
Oh my God. What was it? Somebody last night was going off on Twitter, but it was that thing where they were tweeting, and it was about Kinda Funny Games Daily, and they were tweeting at me multiple times, but they were using some weird third-party service, so the tweets kept getting cut off. Like, it would be like, they'd be mid-sentence, and then it would just be like ... but you click on the thing, and it would just take you to Kinda Funny Games Daily. I have no idea what they were using. And I was like, I can't tell, is it a positive thing or not? So I had to go back and like go to his profile and read all the posts, and it was not positive, but it was just like, I've come to the realization it's just the same bits over and over again. And they only talk about X, Y, and I'm like, well, yeah, it's the news. If you didn't know,
it's the news.
This is Kinda Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday on a variety of platforms, we run you through the nerdy video game news you need to know about. If you like that, be part of the show. Patreon.com/kindafunny with your questions, comments, concerns, bad PSN names, and everything else under the video game sun. Then we read it here. You watch it live as we record it on twitch.tv/kindafunnygames. If you're watching live, you have a special job. Go to kindafunny.com/you're wrong and tell us what we screw up as we screw it up, so we can set the record straight for everybody watching later on youtube.com/kindafunnygames, roosterteeth.com, and podcast services around the globe.
Speaking of the globe, last bullshit I'm going to do before we get into news, I promise.
I meant to tell you, we're talking about Nintendo stocks doing really well, Retro teasing us, and YouTube gaining on Twitch.
Ooh. Lil Dicky put out his new video today.
No
He's
shit.
back.
Love
the Dick
Lil
is
Dicky.
back. And it's called Planet Earth.
Okay. It's a return to form?
It is it is a definite not return to form. It is them. This is a modern We Are the World.
Okay.
And all the money and proceeds go to Leonardo DiCaprio's charity stuff for protecting the earth, and it's star-studded. Backstreet Boys, Ariana Grande,
Okay.
Justin Bieber.
Is it good though?
Leonardo DiCaprio's in it.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Sounds good. It'll never be as good as that one though, where he was
it's all over the place. He has the hits, and then he has the weird things like this that I'm like, it's funny, but it's not the funniest thing. But the fact that he did it is very funny.
Housekeeping for you! Right now, of course, you can get the Kinda Funny Games cast over on patreon.com/kindafunnygames. It's got Anthony Rapp on it, trying to convince us all to play Bloodborne. And also, as just before this, I published, if you're a $1 supporter over on patreon.com/kindafunnygames, you can get the second episode of the Kinda Funny Video Game Club. It's me, Fran Mirabello III, and Gary Whitta gabbing about the division for an hour and a half. So get over there and see that. The Vancouver meet and greet is next. It's coming up May 4th. You can go to kindafunny.com/events to keep up with the Kinda Funny World Tour. I saw it today. I put up a tweet like, what can I do to make your day better? A couple of people in there like, what about London meet and greet? Announce London meet and greet details. We're closing in on that from what I understand. We're close, but not there yet.
Very close.
Thank you to our Patreon producers, Tom Bach, Blackjack, James Davis, and Mohammed. Today we're brought to you by Robin Hood and Third Love, but I'll tell you about that later. For now, let's begin the show with what is and forever will be the Roper Report. Time for some news. 3 items on the Roper Report.
Baker's done it.
Barrett, I want to do number 2, number 1, because I meant to switch them around, but I didn't. And what I need you to do is go to number 2 and click on that link, because we're going to need to have a visual aid
need
here
to see the link,
for the
Barrett.
audio people, or for the for the YouTube people. Audio people, you're going to have to paint with your mind's eye.
Wow.
As you know, Tim Gettys.
Yes.
Reggie has left Nintendo.
He has.
However, before he left, started a Twitter.
Yeah. I love it.
Why not? Now he's got nobody's there to step on his neck. Reggie can say whatever he wants now. You know what
I've been wondering, do you think that now we can get Reggie?
No. I think harder than ever probably.
You think?
Yeah. I mean, I was one of the, Jeff Keighley put it out there. I followed. I said something to Reggie. He didn't follow back. So that's it. Right there. We're done. You know what I mean? If I can't get the follow back, we're never going to get him. Who am I going to talk to? Who do you even ask?
Yeah, I don't know.
We knew people in Nintendo to ask, can we get Reggie on stuff?
I don't trust Mr. Nintendo.
You don't trust Mr. Nintendo?
No, not when we're asking him for stuff.
It's fair. Okay. Reggie put up this tweet, right? And good job. I'm going to read it for you listeners, right? Last of my retirement events was last night. Received from wonderful gifts and souvenirs. Yes, that is a working Virtual Boy. Art from Retro Studios. Notebook for names taken. A plastic ass to kick. A book of notes from employees. And a Mario statue. End of an era. Now, Barrett, are you aware of what's happening here? Is that a yes or no? Are you aware of what's happening?
He's leaving.
Do you understand the news here? Do you understand this?
I don't. I also can't see the ass.
All right. Well, okay. So click on that one right there, Barry. Good job.
There's the ass. Okay.
You see the ass now?
In the top right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No one cares about the ass. What everybody cares about is the image from Retro, right? Look it. It's Samus. It's Reggie. It's Donkey Kong. It's Miss Donkey Kong. It's Little Donkey Kong.
I hate you so fucking
It's a
much.
Metroid over there.
Remember when you drew Diddy from memory?
But the internet is aflame over. What's behind Mario's ass? Barrett, please zoom in there. Because it looks like it's a little robot hand that no one's been able to identify. That everybody's saying
Is Rob 64?
No, is Retro teasing their next game? Did they put in here something that only Reggie and them would know about? And that's why Reggie very specifically covered it with Mario and took a photo from this angle.
Interesting.
Now, I'm surprised you didn't see this yet. This was blowing up of people freaking out about it. To which Enrique Riviera, a concept artist at Retro Studios, quote tweeted this picture and just put with his own thing a winky emoji. To which one of his friends, you assume, said, Enrique, is that ... And he said it is. So now everybody's wondering, what is this thing?
I just nailed it.
What is it?
Please Google Rob64.
What? Google Rob64 for me, Barrett. Barrett's doing this thing now. Let me see. He's bringing it up.
Yeah, and right. Boom.
Oh.
Click on it.
It's that hand.
Is it? Show it to me again, Barrett. Now go back to Reggie's image.
It's like different stylized, but I mean,
go back to Rob64, please.
But is Rob64 that short? I feel like they're making this guy out to be like short as fuck.
His hand might just be sneaking up behind Samus. You know, I don't know.
Well, no, he's in front of Samus.
He might
clearly
be laying down.
He's clearly in front of Samus. He's next to.
Here's the thing. I only say that because what does this hint at?
I have no idea who Rob64 is.
Star Fox Grand Prix.
Oh, is that where he's from? Okay.
Yeah, Star Fox 64 is where he made his debut.
Okay, so it still checks out that would still be what they're teasing. From
and also, hold on, the him being short thing, go back. There's a lot of times where he's just that.
Oh.
Okay.
Tim, you're right.
But his hands don't look the same there. If you're an audio listener, now we're looking at what to be a floating torso.
His hands don't look the same in any of these, though, right?
Sure, that's why I refuse to believe it. I refuse to believe it.
I mean, it's definitely not a Donkey Kong hand. It's definitely not something from Samus that friendly.
Sure. Well, I don't think. Oh no, nobody's saying it's them. No, they're saying what is hidden behind Mario's ass. That's what everybody wants to know.
It's Rob 64 bitches. I'm telling you.
Maybe Mario just has a hand.
So does that excite you? Does that do anything?
Yes, I want Star Fox Grand Prix to be real.
This? Bring me up to speed on that again, because that was the rumor forever, right?
Rumor forever. It's going to be a Diddy Kong racing style racing game mixed and infused with Star Fox's gameplay. So essentially, it's taking the Star Fox gameplay of 64, the very linear, obstacle-based, high-score style gameplay, into a modern generation where it's not like that. That stuff wouldn't be okay to just be released as a full game.
Okay.
Nowadays, right?
Sure.
You need a bit more open. You need a bit more things going on. Whereas if you add the adventure mode racing style to it, all of a sudden you're getting like a thrilling, high-score adventure.
Okay.
That you're going on. Cool story mode, cool bosses as featured in Crash Team Racing or Diddy Kong Racing.
Sure.
And the idea was that Rare was working on it and it was going to be announced at E3 last year or around E3. That obviously didn't happen.
Right.
There's been a lot of questions of is it canceled, is it not canceled, if Rare or Retro. Keep saying Rare. Retro. If Retro is working on Metroid Prime now, but they weren't, what the fuck were they working on for the last decade?
So do you think that, because the rumors have, there's not even been rumors of this part, right? It has just been what happened to this racing game, right? Like, do you think it's been stopped? Do you think it was far enough along the pass to somebody? Do you think?
There's a couple different questions you need to ask before you get there. Because the question is it real? Needs to be first.
Okay.
If yes, then you can ask what happened.
Is it real?
I think it is. You know, I know that a lot of people, this rumor in particular has been used as a case for why insider culture, specifically with Nintendo over the last 2 years since Switch happened, essentially, is very problematic. But I love the stuff. Obviously, I love rumors. I love the hype.
Problematic because it gets people's expectations blown out of proportion.
And it also incentivizes people to make shit up. You know, and it just be this race to get headlines that are going to get passed around and talked about in a million different ways. And I mean, I've seen it happen before where it's like anytime I'm talking about these rumors and stuff, I try to immediately credit wherever I got them from and say what I think about that source.
Yeah.
But even then, there'll be times where I'm trying to look up news or remember rumors and I'll Google stuff and then I see my name pop up and people are citing me saying things and I'm like, oh no.
Sure.
I don't know shit.
You're a tastemaker.
I am.
A rumor maker.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that it's real though. I'm still team real on this one, and
because you believe, or have you seen enough or heard enough? You think that then?
I've heard things from people that are usually right that I trust, and they haven't told me differently. However, you know, it hasn't happened, and usually the things they tell me happen, and them being right doesn't mean that they're right always. And of course, sorry, but that means forever about the same thing. That game could have been real and then got canceled and they didn't know about that part.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So them saying, oh, it's coming one day. Maybe it's not, but as far as they know, it was.
Gotcha.
Right? I do think that we'll see it. I hope we do. I was very surprised to hear those rumors in the first place because that almost sounds too good to be true.
Yeah.
I'm just of the mind that Star Fox can't be saved now. And I say that as one of the biggest Star Fox fans in the world. And that sucks and that's sad. But what they did to that group of furry space animals last generation on the Wii U was an insult, Greg.
Wow.
It was an
horrifying.
Insult.
Luckily, no one had a Wii U to play it, so no one really knows.
I mean, well, that's an issue too. But yeah, I don't know. Is it real? I think it is. Will we ever see it? I'm not sure.
You'll definitely see it at some point. If it's real and they worked on it and it got canceled or whatever, or even if it'll get released eventually, whether it's concept art, whether it's just a conversation at a GDC, whether it is like on the SNES Classic, right, where they put out the game you'd never seen before.
Yeah, I think this is a little bit different though. Like there's so many questions about retro that we just have no idea about that if it's shady enough, we're never going to hear about it. And I think that there's potential that is the case.
Gotcha.
That's really dark and dire. The other side of that is this game is real. They must have been working on something.
Yeah, they're doing something. Right?
Do the math on this, right? They did Metroid Prime 3 on the Wii.
Barrett, start doing math.
Then they did Donkey Kong Country Returns, and then followed that up. That was a Wii game. Followed that up on the Wii U with Donkey Kong Country Returns Tropical Freeze. But even that was years ago at this point.
Tropical Freeze was like 2013, wasn't it?
2013. What have they been working on? You know, forever everyone was like, even though it's the Wii U, they must be working on a Metroid Prime game, and they didn't. You know, what were they working on?
What were they doing?
What are they working on now on the Switch?
Pardon me. It was 2014.
2014. Get your facts straight, Barrett.
Early 2014.
Early 2014, everybody. Huh. Well, all right. Do you think then it's just Reggie needed to put all his prizes together in one photo, so that's why it was? Or was he trying to hide whatever, the robot 64, Rob 64, is that what it was?
I mean, he's absolutely trying to hide that guy.
He's trying to hide him?
Yeah.
Why? Because he's an embarrassment, or because he doesn't want people thinking about the racing game?
Pull the picture back up.
Both, you say, Barrett.
Both. All right, hold on.
Look, I see it a couple ways. I see it as he could be trying to hide it, but I also don't think that that's necessarily true. He's just trying to get everything in one picture.
Sure.
If he was trying to hide it, he should have hit it a little bit better, because I had not seen this picture and I saw it immediately. I'm like, oh, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Right. Like, and I'm not, I mean, you know what? Probably I am the guy that would do that. So
sure. Well, Reggie, what are you hiding? Tweet back at us and let us know. I know now that you have all this time, you're definitely watching Kind of Funny Games Daily. Number 2, Nintendo stock is soaring based on some China news. This is from Sam Newsy over at Reuters. Nintendo shares jumped 17% in morning Tokyo trade on Friday, a day after China's Tencent Holdings Limited won a key approval to begin selling Nintendo Switch consoles in the world's largest video game market. That is the biggest percentage gain since July 2016, when enthusiasm for Nintendo-backed smartphone game Pokemon Go sent the stock skyrocketing. Friday's jump sent the shares to their highest price since October and pushed the year-to-date gain to 32%. Nintendo's U.S.-listed shares rose 12% overnight after the Chinese province of Guangdong allowed Tencent to distribute the Switch console with a test version of new Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe on it. It remains unknown when the console may go to sale in China, with games needing to clear a separate approval process.
China, man.
Yeah?
So weird. It's so weird that we live in a world where certain people just don't get video games based on weird politics and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that, I know it's such an American thing to say, but it's just like, it's really baffling to me that they're just getting the Switch. It's from Tencent of all people.
Yeah, well, if Tencent, man. Come on.
And but that's the thing is, it's like, so they're selling Switches as well as also owning a lot of digital storefronts and putting out games.
They have their finger in every video game pie.
Like, what
right
don't they do?
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
Do they own a bakery? Like, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
But yeah, a test version of New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. It's like, all this is just so weird.
Yeah, it's a very, very weird idea, but it'll be very, very interesting to see how it takes over there. How it takes. I mean, like, it is a gigantic video game market.
Yeah, the Barrett just search for Tencent bakery.
I found an Alibaba and Tencent next Battlefront coffee. It's a bakery startup.
There you go.
Oh my God. How'd you know? How did you know, Tim? Have they bought Kind of Funny yet? Tencent's investing in us. Are they Patreon backer? Yeah. So just as you're going, I always bring up the Tencent articles, whether it's when they were getting blocked in China, and now I was like, that could be a huge problem for everybody else since they own everything. And now the fact that, they're sitting there with Nintendo, we'll see what happens as it continues to shake out. But Tencent continuing to try to take over every aspect of the video game market.
If Switch getting into the Chinese market is huge. Like, imagine how many they could sell there, right?
Yeah.
Like, that gets the units of hardware of the Switch into the ridiculous amounts that it already is kind of like going towards. So that's just good news for the games, because more money going there just means that there's going to be more money invested in the games for longer, like we see with things like the 3DS and handheld units, which traditionally have done well in these Asian markets that typically don't see high console sales.
Sure. Number 3, Twitch is still killing it, but YouTube is gaining. This is from Rebecca Valentine, friend of the show over at gamesindustry.biz. Twitch is still far and away the king of streaming platforms, but in the first quarter of the year, YouTube streaming services began to rapidly gain ground. According to Streamlabs' Q1 2019 report, in partnership with Newzoo, YouTube Live's viewership numbers reached 24% of Twitch's total viewership numbers in the last quarter. Despite the gulf between the two, YouTube's Live's average number of viewers per channel last quarter was a whopping 52 compared to Twitch's 26 and Mixer's 11. Twitch saw a total of 2.7 billion hours watched in Q1 of 2019, up 7% quarter over quarter. YouTube Live was at 651 million, and Mixer had 89 million. Though YouTube still trails, Streamlabs says it is currently experiencing rapid growth since the company moved YouTube gaming into the YouTube Live hub late last year. What's the deal with YouTube Live there, Tim Gettys? You and I mainly you, student of the YouTube game, right? We put our stuff up there. We see it go out there. But when YouTube gaming was a big thing and we were talking about it and it seemed like it was going to put a lot of pressure onto Twitch, maybe Twitch was going to change, this, that, and the other. It never really seemed to take off. It never really seemed to happen. It seemed like Twitch just kept doing what Twitch is doing. YouTube did what it was doing and then kind of backed off the gaming, roped it into YouTube. What's going on with YouTube Live?
You know, I mean, I feel like we've talked about this a lot over the last couple of years in just different ways. And I've always kind of had the same mindset about it where it was never that YouTube was going to take over Twitch. It's just that they were also going to have a huge foothold in it, and they do. Yeah. And they always have. And I feel like people are always poo-pooing YouTube gaming and being like kind of using them as a joke of like the LOL, like they tried. It's like, okay, well, they actually succeeded a lot. They're just not number one. Yeah. Reminds me a lot of that Xbox, PlayStation 4 situation right now where it's like, all right, Xbox One is selling better than the 360 did, but somehow it's losing. Yeah, right. Yeah. Like, and just because it's number two. And with YouTube, it's just different. These numbers do seem a little bit inflated. I'd like to know what the even the YouTube numbers, where it's like the 52% or whatever, is that coming from things like Coachella Live? You know, and from like these like live events.
You're right. Yeah, it's YouTube Live. I think it's also a smaller thing. Remember, it's not 52%. It's 52.
Sorry,
YouTube's Live's average number of viewers per channel is 52.
Sorry, reached the 24% is the number I meant to say.
My apologies.
So 24%.
YouTube's Live's viewership numbers reach 24% of Twitch's total.
Yeah, and so it's like I imagine a lot of that is a lot of the live events, but like that's not saying that those don't count because Twitch does the same thing. Like Twitch does have live events that they license or pay for or just partner with to be able to show. And YouTube has been really kind of killing that, especially on the concert front with music festivals giving you like very, very, very high quality live streams of concerts that are happening.
Yeah.
And other events as well. I mean, I know for us, like we prefer to use YouTube over Twitch when we're looking at press conferences or the like, for the most part, unless there's a problem and then we switch over.
Well, yeah, we go wherever's having the best performance and whoever's the most timely.
Yeah. I mean, you know, we've said this a million times from our own business. I would love to be on YouTube Live and Twitch and be everywhere, but Twitch is the only one with an exclusive agreement. Yeah. Like if it wasn't for Twitch, we'd also be on Mixer and YouTube and Twitter and anywhere we could because why not?
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's what we always talk about, right? Like what we learned at IGN, that the .com is a dying thing. You need to be where your audience is, right? That's why IGN is on Snapchat, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook.
And, you know, honestly, it's like getting to the point where Twitch having these exclusive deals kind of is hindering their growth, I think. And I think that that's going to bite them in the ass eventually as users keep moving off the platform. And granted, okay, they're moving to Mixer, which a lot of people are like, I don't care about. Mixer is the superior streaming platform right now. It is the best experience, hands down.
No latency, right? Isn't it? Like
no latency, and just the tools that they have for users and the audience to interact with the stream as it's happening. They're just unparalleled, unrivaled. But you know, the streaming games are interesting in every asset, right? Whether it's us streaming to people, whether it's users watching people, whether it's cloud gaming that we're talking about, whether it's video streaming services, all this stuff is evolving, and the competition is only good. For all of course.
Well, you want to see people try and learn from each other, right? And figure all this stuff out.
Yeah. And I think that YouTube has been learning. Like YouTube gaming and YouTube Live has grown so much in the last couple of years where the monetization options for creators were dire when they first came out. And that's why I feel like a lot of people went away pretty quickly and didn't look back. But now they have things that rival the tips and subs and all that type of stuff. They have the super chat and they have their sponsors as their subscriber and stuff. And like, there's actually a lot of really cool things that I wish that we could do, but we just can't because of our licensing deal with Twitch. But I don't know, interesting stuff. But at the same time, it's like, this to me is kind of like a no shit.
Yeah.
Things are happening, but they're not that interesting.
Well, fuck me, I guess, for putting on the Roper Report. You know what I mean?
Hey, man.
I can't wait for interesting news to happen, Tim, but that's still so far away, apparently. If I wanted something more immediate, say what came to the mom and grab shops, where would it go?
The official list of upcoming software across each and every platform is listed by the Kind of Funny Games Daily Show host each and every weekday. Yeah. Every once in a while, I feel like my brain and my mouth just aren't communicating right. And it's like, I swear it's maybe like 3 days a month. And I always hope that they happen on weekends. Sure. But
Sure.
Lo and behold, they happen on the days I'm on multiple shows.
I definitely right now, I have the tiredness of a week, you know what I mean, of work behind us. But then also last night, stayed up late playing Days Gone. Of course, embargo lifts next week, Kind of Funny Games Cast. And then I was like, oh crap, I have the breakfast with Kevin. Me and Kevin are trying to get a weekly breakfast going. So we did that. So I had to be up earlier than usual. And then I went to bed. But then I was still like fighting that cold. So I was like doing that thing where I was like coughing. I was like, I got to take a NyQuil. And I still have the NyQuil like hangover. I did not get 8 hours of sleep. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think I'm still trying to shake the drugs. I got the junk in my system. I think this is what they call withdrawals.
Drawls.
Out today. The Konami Anniversary Collection Arcade Classics comes to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. Nurse Love Syndrome comes to PlayStation Vita. It lives. Oh, Barrett's already
Thank you, Barrett.
As if I needed to see the images to know this is some weird visual novel.
I couldn't find any like trailer or
Meet
anything.
cheerful Karawi Sawai, fresh out of nursing school, as she joins Uragami Hospital. Surviving a near-death experience as a child left her with a desire to become a nurse and healing hands that let her relieve pain in patients just by touching them.
I love that there's a backslash in the middle.
I was about to say,
hospital.
I love that it's hosp/iddle. And I wonder.
That's got to be a typo.
If it's a typo or if that's just
how they did
in
it.
the future.
Sharing the world of nurse love addiction, guide a fresh out of nursing school Karawi through her study of growth, love, and medicine. From the strict head nurse, Hatsumi Atsuka, big sisterly, Yasuko Yagneaux, and nursing school senpai, we're just going to keep going, to the hostile pay. All right, I get it.
Let your choice decide. Hold on, go down.
Sorry.
Let your choices decide how Kyrie will grow her relationship and lead her to one of the 20 or more endings of sweet love or darker passions.
Yeah, because it's like fresh out. It's what? Just stop moving. Healing hands, right? Healing hands of touching people. Lord Almighty, you know what you're doing in this game. You know what you're doing.
I'm going for them dark passions, Greg.
Go back to that last one. There was more context there. There's usually no time to notice it during work since we're so busy, but on break, when it's just us, I can't hold a conversation with her at all, and it's super awkward. Get out there, PlayStation Vita fans. It's still alive. Oh, I love that you're logged in. It's kind of funny, Kevin. Buy this for him.
Let's do it. Add to cart.
Moto Rush GT is coming to Switch. Alpha is coming to Switch. You Died, but a Necromancer Revived You is on Switch and PC. Maze of Memories is on PC. Bit Dungeon 2 is on PC. Muscle Magic is on PC. Barrett has pulled this one up as well. You see here. Jesus God. Muscle Magic is a game that looks like you are, like what, chickens with muscles? And you are throwing things around.
It's a party mode game.
It sure is. And then GameSpot reports Final Fantasy XIV has begun its crossover event with the latest numbered entry in the franchise, Final Fantasy XV. The event will last through May 27th and brings a few familiar characters and equipment from the game into the MMO.
I keep bringing this up, Greg, but I'm going to keep doing it until somebody else talks with me about this shit. Final Fantasy 16 has not been announced.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we're not giving Square enough credit for not announcing this game.
That maybe they've learned. Maybe they'll wait till it's actually close.
It's shocking, but it's like, when you look at it, man, Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9 were essentially like almost annual games at that point, which is mind-blowing. Mm-hmm. Then you get to 10, which was also in line with that, right? Then 11 and 12, we knew about 12, and 11 and 12 by the time 10 was coming out.
Yeah.
Then we knew 13 and 14 were happening. They announced 13 verses that became 15 and all that. This is the longest we've went without a proper numbered Final Fantasy announcment.
Well, seeing as I hear about the last one for like 5 years, and then Kingdom Hearts for 7 years, they can take their time.
But I don't know if they're going to. I think they're delaying this. They're going to announce it. It's still going to take 10 years.
Oh, God damn it. New dates for you. The next free game on the Epic Games Store as of May 2nd will be World of Goo. It's being remastered, obviously, for what everything is now. And then Castlevania Anniversary Collections coming May 16th to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. It includes the original Castlevania, Castlevania 2, Belmont's Revenge, Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse, and Super Castlevania 4, Castlevania The Adventure, Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest, Castlevania Bloodlines, and Kid Dracula from Famicom.
Cool stuff.
Does that do anything for you? You excited about that?
I've never really played these classic Castlevania games through.
Were you more of a Symphony of Night?
Definitely. That style of game I like more. The Game Boy Advance ones, the DS ones as well, the Circle of the Moon and all that. But this will be a fun thing I dabble in. You know, it's like I'm on the plane. I'm just like, what's going on? Super Castlevania 4. I never actually beat you. I want to get in there.
I want to get in there. Get up in the Castlevania guts.
What is cool is I think that this is going to lead to, if I saw somewhere correctly, this is Castlevania Anniversary Collection, and they don't call it one, but like they hint that there could be more.
Gotcha.
And it's weird to me that we haven't seen a collection of those Metroidvania style Castlevanias, specifically the GBA and DS ones. But I imagine one day we'll get that, and people will rejoice.
The people rejoice. Deals of the day for you. There's a big PSN sale going on right now. You can go check it out. But standouts, of course, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, The Division 2, Metro Exodus, and much more.
Specifically, AC Odyssey Gold Edition is like $30 or something.
Yeah.
It's like all.
They got the Division
DLC.
Gold Edition on sale too. Not that cheap, but yeah. Did you see that? You see the Assassin's Creed Odyssey Atlantis DLC trailer?
Yeah.
Looks cool.
Yeah. I think I'm out though.
You're out.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know.
You got to play Batman again. I saw you on Twitter. You're playing Arkham again.
Yeah. Games are fucking great. Yeah.
Time for reader mail, but first I'm going to tell you about our sponsors. Tim,
Yes.
let's start reader mail with Tory Thompson, who wrote in to patreon.com/kindoffunnygames. Speaking on the Xbox One S digital edition, all digital edition console the last couple of days, I was with you. Seems silly. But what if Xbox knows full well this isn't going to move the needle, especially at that price point? It seems to me it could be a move to be first. So in a few years, if PlayStation decides to do it as well, it will seem like they're copying Xbox. We see this kind of stuff with iPhone v Android debates. Additionally, it could be a move to test the hunger for something like this at launch of the next Xbox console. Thoughts? We haven't been together on this show. What was your take on Xbox One S all digital?
I just think that it doesn't really move the needle at all. It's just another Xbox. Like, it might as well be the same SKU. It's just giving people a different option that is just comparable. This is not like a step forward. I feel like a step forward would have been somewhere around the $150 price tag, where that would be a move towards let's get Xboxes in every household. Let's get people that are on the PlayStation side that don't have an Xbox, but have been on the fence about it. They get this, they get Games Pass, they're in the ecosystem. When next gen comes, they're prepared, they're ready.
Yeah.
And this isn't that. This is just hey, different way to get the same exact thing.
Yeah. I agree. I was so hopeful that it would be way cheaper, that it would be what we're talking about, a way to get in. However, the more I think about it and wrestle with it, if my prediction is true, right, that sure, of course, Xbox Scarlet, we're just calling it, the next box, right, is backwards compatible, obviously. But I also think that, like I've said before, that it'll be another iterative console, that'll be the teraflops and the whatever, blah, blah, and that the Xbox, if you don't want to buy a new Xbox, you don't want to buy the next box. The games we're putting out for that are going to run on Xbox One S, but it'll be through streaming service, it'll be through whatever, some maybe just natively, but look worse, right? I feel like when you introduce the brand new giant Xbox SKU, the Scarlet, that's just the streaming box, then Xbox One X, then Xbox One S, then Xbox All Digital Streaming Edition, I feel like those price points move around as you introduce the new things. So maybe getting this out there starts getting people to understand what this box is, understanding that it's just digital. Okay, Xbox, I know it isn't going away. And then when you introduce those next two big SKUs for next generation, in quotes, that keeps knocking the prices down to where all of a sudden, yeah, this does become $150.
I don't think that is the case, because I feel like when you look at like iPhones, right? They'll introduce the new ones and the cheaper option, but that pushes all the other generations away. You can get them refurbished, you can get them used, you can get them all, like whatever. But like Apple's not pushing the iPhone family being this like crazy thing. If Xbox comes out and is like, there are 10 Xboxes, that's not a good move. There needs to be a handful of them. Not a handful, a couple
Don't get me wrong,
of them.
arguing against myself, I don't think it makes a lot of sense either, because it is the fact that you're going to theoretically, knock on wood, if the rumors are true, have two versions of Xbox, right? I always forget the one that's going to be the Beefy's code name. Anaconda, you're right. And then you'll have a streaming one that's Scarlet. And if I'm Xbox, I want you to buy the Scarlet one. But this now instills no confidence in me, Greg Miller, that Scarlet's going to be ridiculously cheap. Because that's what I thought the bonus was going to be. That, yeah, we have Anaconda, and it costs $400, $500, whatever the hell it's going to be. It does all the flops. It's got all the HDs. It's got all the Ks. And that there is this Scarlet box that just streams and gets Game Pass, and that's how you're going to play your games. It's $100, not $150. It's $200.
I still think that this could be setting up for next gen, having two options. One being the beefy ass Anaconda that I do think is going to be more powerful than PlayStation. I do think that Xbox wants to own.
That's what Xbox hangs their hat on, right? And I saw some headline going around today that that's still their focus.
Oh yeah.
Not like, I don't think it's an official statement. I think it's like insider say.
But I imagine that they're going to come through and try to have the best, strongest system, but then also have a much cheaper digital thing that looks different than this. But I just feel like this is a weird step. Like them announcing this one, to me, it's just doesn't move any needles. Like I said earlier, it's just kind of like it's just another SKU. This is like the equivalent of a Slim. This is not a new way to play games.
Yeah,
it's just, is this what you want? It's like it's PSP Go.
Well, PSP Go was awesome and really did change the game, you know.
But I mean, it didn't though.
I know. I hear you, everybody.
Was the PSP Go at least cheaper than the PSP?
No, it was more expensive.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And granted, that was a much different time where with even just digital storage was much more expensive then. Whereas now that it's like essentially free, it's so cheap to be able to store games and stuff. I don't know. I'm very down on this just because I thought that if they did it would be exciting.
That was my thing. The way that they've been so bullish on streaming, so bullish with Game Pass, so bullish on download, I was expecting them to keep making crazy moves. And not crazy like, we don't know what we're doing, but like aggressive. I expected aggressive moves, and I don't feel this is aggressive at all.
Yeah.
It's just like, this thing exists now for $50 cheaper. Oh. Well, why not? And why? What? Why? Why would that get anybody excited if they haven't bought it yet?
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
E3, man, I'm so excited. Microsoft's E3 100%. Is one of the most exciting conferences of all time.
Yeah. Sam, Brad Sam's right from Thorat today on some podcast was talking about the rumor he's hearing is that it'll be Halo Infinite starting the Xbox conference with a Battle Royale mode or their version of it, even though they've said the only BR is Battle Rifle and yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, I've seen that. And that definitely excites me. That's something that I want.
I mean, I can't wait for Xbox's conference because they have all the runway to work with. They know they need to fucking knock it out of the park. They have to come out and talk about whatever their next
I was talking with Fran about this a couple days ago. I really hope they do. I don't believe that they will. I hope
knock
that
it out
they
of the park,
do.
Or
I don't think that, like, they're set up to. They have the opening.
Yeah.
But will they come through with it? I don't know. They haven't shown me anything to make me believe that. Right now they've shown me a lot of stuff where there's a lot of cool tech and they have a lot of systems at play that I'm like, whoa, this is where gaming is going.
Yeah.
And it's where gaming is. But you still need the games. That's it.
And I mean, that's the thing is maybe you tease like what you have teaser trailers for the two of the games that these first parties are working on, and then beyond you get to actually do not like I didn't like exactly how EA did it a couple years ago and like, we don't have that many games, so let's show you a glimpse of what we're working on, but you do the glimpse of what's going on at these other studios and get people excited about it.
It's just, we're getting to a point where it's been too long. Mm-hmm. We've been hearing about teams. We've been hearing about stuff. I know video game development takes forever.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, Xbox, you spent an entire generation not having exclusives.
Yep.
We're about to get into this next one.
But I think that's why you wait as long. I mean, you wait until they understood. We've talked about this on the show. I've said it before. They understood they lost this generation. So why send troops and games out to die?
Yeah.
Like, don't sit there, take your lumps. You don't have exclusives. Sure, but we have Game Pass and we have this and we're building that. Just get to this next generation point to go, cool. We have these studios, what is it, 12 or 13 now? We have our own first party stable. Not all of them are going to be guns blazing ready to go, but here are the first few from them and here are the teases of what they're doing and actually.
Yeah. I just think it's when you look back to last generation with PlayStation 4 launched, or this generation, PlayStation 4 didn't have exclusives for a long time. There was a big period until Bloodborne, right? Where it's like,
Second Son. Yeah,
exactly. But like,
I'm just saying, I know, but you're right.
Like,
in terms
Bloodborne
of like,
was, it's like,
move the needle.
Shit, right?
Yeah.
Infamous Second Son is going to be Gears 5. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's going to be, we expected that. Will it be good or not? I don't know. Hopefully. Halo Infinite could be a game changer, or it could just be more Halo. In the bad way, not in the good way.
Yeah,
more Halo could be a good thing, or it could just be like, okay,
cool. That doesn't get me excited. I dropped
Halo 4,
and like a Halo 4, you know. But then when you keep going further with that, it's like, all right, so there's all these other teams that a lot of them we haven't seen what they are capable of, which is exciting. But a lot of them we have seen what they're capable of, and it's like they could always step it up, like we've seen Insomniac do.
Yeah,
right. But there's a lot of things that we're being very, very hopeful for.
Sure.
And expecting that, I think, is we're going to go in and be disappointed. Whereas if you set your expectations correctly, this could be exciting. I don't know. Again, I hope for the best here. I just think that Xbox...
I just think it has to be exciting. Even if it was, hey, yeah, you know, we officially own Undead Labs, right? Creators of State of Decay now. They've increased the staff 50%. We're working with them to make, you know, and not to say like their game sucked before or anything, but there was like technical problems and they were a smaller team and blah, blah, blah. Like we are clearly investing in them to make it bigger, right? You want to look at the Hellblade folks, right? Like we bought them now, right? And this is the concept they're working on and we've done X, Y, and Z with them. I think that gets me excited on top of here's what Coalition's doing, here's what, you know, the Santa Monica team, here's what, like, I think there's enough cool shit there.
There is, but compare that to Last of Us 2 and Ghost of Tsushima and Death Stranding
Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2, God of War 2, Horizon 2, like the things that we know are coming versus the things that we think are coming versus surprises we don't even know about from Sony. And we're going to be comparing those in the same year, probably.
Yeah.
Right?
But it'll be the same thing where for PlayStation 5, what are they going to have out of the gate? You know,
I think those games.
No way. God of War 2 and Spider-Man 2?
Oh, out of the gate, no. But I mean, the promise of them in the same way that if we're just getting teases of what's to come later for Xbox, we're comparing that to what's to come for PlayStation, right?
Sure.
But out of the gate on PS5, I do think some combination Death Stranding, Last of Us, and Ghost of Tsushima at least having...
Matt Council writes in to patreon.com/kindafunnygames and says, what's good, Greg and Tim? It is widely expected that Sony's next generation console will release in 2020. Given this, it seems likely that some of the most anticipated titles like The Last of Us 2 and Death Stranding will be cross-generational titles. Do you think in this new generation, you will be able to buy the games once and they work on both consoles, similar to Play Anywhere on Xbox? Or are we going to be stuck buying the same game again 6 months later? I, for one, am really hoping that PS4/PS5 crossplay is the solution here. Much love, Matt Council. So what you're talking about, Death Stranding, Last of Us 2, and then what you said, Ghost of Tsushima as well?
Yeah.
Where do you think that, what does that mean for PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5?
I think what he just said, I do think that that's going to be
really
the case.
Cross-buy?
Yeah, I think it's going to be cross-buy. There might be some level of bullshittery going on where there's like some premium thing you have to pay for, like maybe you have to pay $10 more or something, or some service that like gives you that ability or whatever.
Like, you get better quality because like they said
better textures.
Yeah, like Cerny said like PS4 games will be playable on PS5 or whatever, and
he can confirm backwards compatibility for PlayStation 5.
Right, and you imagine that at least Death Stranding is a cross-gen game, so you'd imagine that you could buy Death Stranding like as a PS4 disc, but then still play it on your PS5. So
it's backwards compatible, he says. So yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think like you'd pay like what Tim's saying, like $5 or $10 more for like better textures and like to get the full experience of a PS5.
And that gets messy really quickly.
Really quick.
But a solution to it is you just need PlayStation Plus.
I don't think you do that. Honestly, I don't think you do that. I think that if they've done this and they've burned the candle this low to the candle holder here, right? I'm making up analogies. That no, you have to just be like, again, it's not PlayStation 5 isn't a PlayStation 4 Pro Plus, but it does have it when it pops in. It's smart enough to understand. Oh, you have this game. I'm downloading your 8K textures or whatever the hell it's going to be, and going to do whatever in enhanced performance mode to make it run. Mm-hmm. I don't think I don't think you can do it cross-gen the way we.
It won't be 8K, but yeah,
you know what I mean.
Exactly.
Just whatever.
Just to get ahead of it.
Cool.
Yeah.
I just don't think you're able to sit there and go. All right, we're way beyond the days of Metal Gear Solid 5, right, where you had a PlayStation 3 disc and a PlayStation 4 disc. Like, I don't think you're going to see a PlayStation 5 and a PlayStation 4 version on the shelf.
I don't think there's anything that's shown us that we're way beyond those days. I think that
the audience has, ladies and gentlemen, the power of the gamers.
We're right in assuming, or I hope that we're right in assuming that this will be the case. But like, we haven't seen anything to show that it's the case. Like this whole generation, like. Every time that's happened, we get Last of Us remastered, right?
Sure, but even that's different from what I'm saying.
That is totally different.
I'm not saying it's a remastered. I'm saying like I think day and date you have a Wii U version and a Switch version of Zelda. I don't think we do that here. I don't think PlayStation does it that way. Yeah, so I think the only way to do it then is to say, yep. It is a PlayStation 4 game. Yep, you plug it into your PlayStation 5 and it'll be run better, do whatever, instant loads, whatever the hell they're at to. But I also don't know how far out, it'll be interesting to see. Like, of course, Neil Druckmann made headlines this week with the script that was the end that they were filming, and then that's a wrap on Ellie and showing Troy and Ashley, they're wrapping up Ellie's storyline right on the soundstage. So it's like, cool, if we're still there, where is the game? And granted, that's cinematics and da-da-da-da-da.
I mean, that's the thing is like, I know movies and games are totally different, but Avengers Endgame stopped filming 2 years ago.
Sure.
And it's just coming out.
Yeah.
Right? Obviously, video games are different, but that doesn't mean that they're easier to make.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like that being done just means that an element of this whole giant game. So it's like, it could be sooner than we expect, but my thing is, I don't necessarily think all three of those games are going to be at launch with PlayStation 5 or around that. I think it's going to be spread out, but we need to see this E3. We need to see a couple more things from Sony specifically, and they're not going to be at E3, so I don't know when that comes.
Their
whether
next
it's a state of play.
State of play.
I don't even know if it's the next one. It might be 2 from now or whatever. We need more talk about next gen from Sony to really piece these things together.
You won't get that. Yeah.
And it's going to be a while, right?
Yeah.
But to decide, like, Xbox is doing the Play Anywhere thing. They kind of fumbled out of the gate with that, I think, where they talked about it as a concept, but it got really weird, and there's the PC side of it that, like, that's really what they're talking about, and as opposed to the next gen, this gen being the same. They said all that stuff, but until we see it, it's like you're just talking.
Right.
But I want to hear now PlayStation just talk when Xbox is doing, because that to me shows that next gen will be what I assume it is, which is it's PlayStation and it's Xbox. The numbers after the console almost don't matter.
Yeah.
Like, generations are dead. Right?
Yeah.
And Sony coming out and saying that it's not just a PS4 Pro Plus, it's shocking to me. Like, and again, I take a lot of what he's saying with a grain of salt because I think it's gonna be.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you said it really well when we talked about it on that show, right? Of where he was like, this isn't just an incremental upgrade, right? It's changing the way people play games or whatever. And then we looked, you said none of this is changing. Faster load times is not changing how I play games. That's not revolutionizing what I do. I still, I still believe more. I don't know why, I guess. I guess it's just because they've talked so much more. I still trust more in the vision and the talk I've been doing that Xbox is going to be Xbox. Xbox will do away with the numbers, right? That is, one platform with various SKUs, and that's going to decide how good the games look. PlayStation 5, I still do think is going to be, we are making PlayStation 5 games. The PlayStation 5 games do not work on your PlayStation 4. Your PlayStation 4 games work on the PlayStation 5. That's there, and I feel like they are going to be, I think PlayStation is going to stick with the rigid structure that this is the PlayStation 5 era.
I entirely agree with you. The one caveat is, so I think, let me take a step back. You think Xbox, the next Xbox, is going to be just called Xbox?
No, they'll call it something, but I think that they are going to stick with, we are the Xbox family of systems. Everything, an Xbox game works on an Xbox regardless of numbers. However, it's going to look different, run different.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, again, back to PCs.
Yeah. Interesting. I mean, they've said that. I think that's true too. But on PlayStation side, I do think it'll be PlayStation 5. Like, they've proven that lineage, and they're going to keep going that direction. I don't think PS5 games are going to be playable on PS4, and I don't think it's going to be so much the PlayStation family of systems in the same way Xbox is. But I do think that they are going to push PS4 games as PS5 games.
Sure.
Hard. And that's going to be in a way that we've never seen before.
Okay,
a big part of, like, their vision, where they're like, our first party PlayStation first party titles play best on the PlayStation 5.
Sure.
And, like, that's the way that they're going to push the cross generation.
Totally. That's fair. Yeah.
And that excites me a lot.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Like, I'm not ever. You and I, even to very different degrees, love new tech for different reasons. But, like, I'm in. Yeah, I'm gonna buy the PlayStation 5. I'm gonna buy the next Xbox. I'm gonna, when they started showing clamshell mock-ups of what a Switch could look like, I'm like, I like my Switch Live. That's kind of neat. As a PSP Go fan,
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm into it for different reasons and all over it, but what it will actually net out to be, who knows? And that's always exciting, but then it's also frustrating right now. Where it is like, what does it mean for these next 3 big Sony first party games we know about but don't know release dates of, and where the fuck are they going to go, and how is it going to go? And
I mean, I am the type of gamer that wants to have all 3 systems and wants to have the availability to play whatever I want, even if it's just one thing here, one thing there, right? And like I've said a lot, I now play third-party titles on Xbox One because I like the X, and it has a lot of tech that I enjoy. But what does this mean for next gen if PlayStation adds a lot of those features, and if the PS5 is closer to Xbox Anaconda than the Pro is to the X right now? Will I just only play on PlayStation? I think that there's a high chance that I will.
Yeah.
Unless Xbox fixes their exclusive title problem. And I don't have faith that that's going to happen anytime soon.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, I think they will. But yeah, we've seen how long it takes to bake these cakes, right? Like you look at PlayStation and the fact that we have seen a generation here where we're finally getting to the next thing from Sucker Punch, right? Between Infamous and between now Ghost.
I know this is different, but it also isn't that different. It's very similar to the Wii U and Switch, right? Sure. Wii U had very limited exclusives, and when it did, some of them were amazing, and then there was a lot towards the end of just like, but they were gearing up for the future.
That was the thing. We've lost this generation.
Yeah.
Focus on the next thing.
But then Switch came out, and out the gate, it was boom, 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 and it's been that way, right?
Yeah.
If Xbox has its Wii U moment, and then in terms of exclusives, not in terms of anything else, to be very clear, and then they launch their next thing, and it still takes, if they have their Wii U moment, and then they have their PS4 moment, that could be an issue.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. We will see.
We will.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Squad Up. This is where one of you writes in to kindafunny.com/Patreon. You give me your name, username, platform of choice, why you need help in a video game. I already hear the best friends come and find you. Everybody plays games together. Today, ShiftyFellow needs help on PlayStation 4. His name on PlayStation 4, ShiftyFellow, all one word. Here we go. San Francisco is under attack. Armed with harsh words and the inability to have friendly discord, the vocal minority have invaded, turning once reasonable people into their own and taking the glue that holds everything together. While their mysterious leader burns through the city in his garbage truck on fire, leaving the devastation in his wake. One remains unaffected by the poisonous vitriol, and he must save the city. Join Tim Tam on his adventure to save San Francisco from the clutches of the vocal minority in this action platformer. Make unlikely allies such as the outlaws Stogie and the Grappler, and take on unique abilities in your quest to find the glue and put the city back together. ... This is my top level pitch, and lofty ambitions aside, this is what I want. Let me try this again. Top level pitch and lofty ambitions aside, this is what I want to make, and who better than the best friends to help me on my journey. I have no experience or knowledge in game design, but I want to put myself and dreams through its paces. So if anyone would like to help me make this dream a reality, please get in touch. Ideas, mechanics, help with the logic, please. Art assets or play testers. I'll probably need it all, so hit me up and let's get dreaming. Looking forward to seeing the Kinda Funny crew again in London. Much love, Shifty. So basically, yes, on the PlayStation 4, ShiftyFellow, all one word, needs help making the Kinda Funny Dreams level. You can hit him up at ShiftyFellow on pretty much everything he says, but most importantly, his PSN name, ShiftyFellow, all one word.
If this gets made, we got to do this as a party mode.
100%?
Yeah.
Tim?
Yes.
We asked people watching live on twitch.tv/kindafunnygames to go to kindafunny.com/you're wrong. Tell me what we screwed up as we screwed up so I can set the record straight for everybody watching later on youtube.com/kindafunnygames, roosterteeth.com, and listening on podcast services around the globe. The nanobiologist says, per an Inquisitor article from 2017, an unnamed Final Fantasy game was, quote, the concept, pre-production, or very early production phase, end quote, and is rumored to star Agni, the character from Final Fantasy tech demo in 2012.
That was 2012? No way.
Yeah, but I was just rarely wrong.
Agni's philosophy was awesome. I hope that turns into a game one day, because that looked beautiful, looked like the old world that I definitely want to see a story in. But 2012? Jesus, I'm looking into that.
Capitalist Pig gets the other correction of the day. The first Castlevania collection. When the page for the Castlevania collection first launched, the description said, quote, in the first Castlevania collection, ... which set it apart from the Contra/Arcade collection descriptions. This has been changed to its current text, obscuring a possible sequel.
2012, June 5th, it was E3 2012.
What a time to be alive. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Kinda Funny Games Daily. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you enjoy the weekend and play a lot of games. Let's talk about who's hosting next week. Monday, it's me and Andrea. Tuesday, it's me and David Jagneaux from Upload VR. He's back. Wednesday right now, it's me and Whitta, but I might not be here. I need to figure that out. Thursday, Greg and Andrea. Friday, Greg and Tim.
Fantastic.
You already know the rigmarole. Patreon.com/kindafunnygames keeps the lights and the mics on. If you have if you have Amazon Prime, you got Twitch Prime. We'd love it if you gave that free 30-day subscription to us. It doesn't auto-renew. Maybe you listen to the podcast and would rather just do that. You can come by anytime and give it to us. Over on Patreon.com/kindafunnygames. Early Games Cast is up, as well as the monthly video game club, this time Division 2 with Fran and Gary and me. Until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you. You got them